In this week's video, I'm going to talk about how to avoid overwhelm and accomplish 2 times as much in half as long. So check in with yourself. Is this you? Do you get to the end of the day and you feel like you haven't accomplished anything or definitely didn't accomplish what you set out to accomplish? Do you find yourself getting stuck with procrastination, analysis paralysis, overthinking everything and feeling just totally mentally exhausted, or like you have ADD, ADHD, you're, all over the place. It's kind of like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. So if that is you, you are not alone. So I just had an amazing call with my clients. We had a group call and we're going through really our goals for the year moving forward. And I had a lot of us, or really all of us, go through and think about a place where we were sabotaging ourselves, and that we are getting stuck in bad habits, and to set the intention to really work on that this year ahead so that we can set ourselves up for success in our business and get the results that we want to get. Because when it comes to what's stopping us, it is always ourselves, and self-sabotage is one of the biggest things that is stopping us from moving forward. And so the biggest thing that came up for all of my clients, the most common thing that people mentioned, there was a group of at least 20 of us who were sharing what we wanted to work on, was distractions and getting, especially social media, and not sticking to our schedule, not planning ahead of time, multitasking, not honoring the work that is in front of us and being fully present with it. And so that is such a huge thing for so many of us. And it's one of the things that really slows us down and keeps us from being efficient and effective with our time. Okay. And so I want to talk about a few of the steps that you can take to avoid overwhelm, which happens in the brain. And usually it's happening because we are multitasking, because we are not focusing on just one thing, because we are all over the place. And so when you start to recognize that overwhelm doesn't happen because you have too much to do, it actually happens because you're not focusing and concentrating on the one thing that you're working on, we can avoid that feeling of overwhelm. And instead we can just work on things step by step and actually get things done, right? Which is amazing. How much better would it feel if you get to the end of your day and you feel really proud about how you spent your time and your energy and what you accomplished, as opposed to feeling like you were spinning your wheels the whole day and didn't get anything done, right? So let's start getting shit done and let's talk about how to do it. So the first step is to set a goal and put a deadline with the goal, okay? So I want to get, let's say, 1 client this month, okay? Make sure that it's doable. Make sure it feels doable to you. It feels exciting. It feels motivating. It feels appropriate for where you're at right now in your business, okay? So for example, getting that first client can feel doable for someone who's just getting started. If you're already in business, maybe it's, I want to sign 3 clients this month or 5 clients this month. Whatever it is that feels doable and appropriate for you. And then making a list of what are the action steps to make that goal happen. And if you don't know what the action steps are, make this results oriented, right? So like getting a client, that's actually a result oriented, it's a result oriented goal. But then you want to make a list of the action steps. If you don't know what the action steps are, then maybe you need to set another goal before you set this goal. So that's how you know if the goal is appropriate, because you have an idea of what the action steps are. And you may not know exactly what to do or exactly how it's all going to work out, but you know what things you need to be doing to make that goal happen, right? So if it's to get 1 client, you have to be getting out in front of new people. You need to be telling people about what it is you are doing, and you need to be making offers for people to work with you. So you need to be doing all those things to get that client, okay? So what are the action steps? Then you want to make a list and prioritize them and put them in your calendar so that you know when you are going to be working on those things. Because one of the biggest things that stops us is when we get to a day and we're going to work on our business and we have no idea what to be working on. And then we're just like spinning our wheels and we're like, what should I do? So if you plan ahead of time on certain days what task you're going to be doing, it really helps as far as using that time effectively, because you know ahead of time I need to do these things, and you can just plan and do those things as opposed to using your time trying to figure out what you should be doing and then spinning your wheels. And then on that day, so when you get to the day, you have the list of the things that you're meant to be doing. Go through that list, do the most important things first. Maybe the hardest things, maybe the most challenging things, maybe the things that are going to have the biggest impact. Do those things first and then just work down your list. You could actually schedule like in your day when you're doing the certain things if you want, if that feels good to you. I don't do that. I just make like a list and kind of work through it in order. You can find what works well for you. And then the next thing is really important, and it makes a huge difference. Set a timer and work on just that one thing with that timer set. Put your phone in the other room, put it on airplane mode, do whatever you need to do. Turn off your internet if you're just writing something, like whatever you need to do to not have any distractions while you're just working on that one thing. And if you just focus on that one thing in front of you, I usually set my timer for 30 minutes is like a good amount of time for me to sit and focus. And then I usually need like a little break. I need to get up, walk around, whatever. But for 30 minutes, I can only work on that one thing. You will blow your mind with what you can get done in those 30 minutes when you're just focusing on that one thing. Really, really try it, okay? No checking social media, no checking email, no getting up and doing laundry and doing the dishes and whatever. Just 30 minutes just working on that one thing in front of you. You will blow your mind, I promise you, okay? And then do what you need to do to get away from distractions. Maybe you need to leave your house. Like I said, maybe you need to put your phone in the other room, put it on airplane mode, take social media off of your phone, shut down your web browsers. Do what you need to do to protect yourself from those distractions, because the overwhelm happens in your brain. When you're just focusing on one thing and just doing one thing, you're not overwhelmed. You're in the present moment and you're focused on what you're doing. You're overwhelmed when you're thinking about, I should be doing this and I should be doing that and what should I be doing next? And that's when you get overwhelmed. It happens in the brain, okay? And then at the end of the day, I want you to make a list of the things that you've accomplished and celebrate those things, okay? Celebrate getting to the end of the day and being like, I did these things. Like I did the things I wanted to do, and I'm going to celebrate that, because then it reinforces getting the things done. You are acknowledging all that you've gotten done, and you want to continue getting things done because it feels good. It feels good for us to get to the end of the day and to feel good about how we spent our time and our energy and what we accomplished, as opposed to getting to the end of the day and feeling like, I didn't really get anything done. I didn't really accomplish anything. I kind of just spun my wheels and looked at social media and, whatever it is. So let's work on being productive, put these things into place. Let me know in the comments below which of these steps you really need to focus on doing to help you be more productive and get results in your business, so that you aren't getting overwhelmed and instead you're just taking action and doing the things, okay? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to dive a bit deeper into the steps to building a coaching business, to getting consistent clients in your business, I have a free video training that walks you through that. I will link it below this video. Go and check it out. And I want to thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. I will see you next time.